nostalgia centers. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a brand new series here on the Chamber of the Wraith. My name is Brian, and get ready for a blast of the past with Zoo Tycoon! Yes! Zoo Tycoon, the complete collection. The original game came out in 2001, and has since had two expansions, two proper expansion packs, and a third downloadable expansion called the Dangerous Beast. Now, this is everything that you can officially get in Zoo Tycoon, but the complete collection is chock full of extra content on its own. You're going to get lost in this thing for hours, and if you are of the modding type, you can absolutely take care of that later on. Now, how we're going to do this is we're actually going to be playing through all of these. Every single one of these. And we're going to do that by knocking out tutorials. Yes, tutorials. And then we will get into our first campaign, The Small Zoo. So, without further ado, let us cut the chase and just get through the tutorials so that you can figure out your controls in Zoo Tycoon and all that. Trust me, these are a bit corny, but once we get to the actual building bits, I'm going to tell you about a resource that I personally use every time I run Zoo Tycoon, because it is just so freaking good. Welcome to Zoo Tycoon. We'll begin playing soon, but first, this brief introductory tutorial will teach you some of the important game controls of Zoo Tycoon. When you play this tutorial, you will see reminder text displayed in the upper section of the gameplay area. Click here this reminder panel to revisit current tutorial instructions. Click the OK button to start. The first thing to learn about the game is the game options tab. You know what, we're just going to can the voice acting for now. So you select your options button, figure out your zoom. You can also do it with plus or minus keys, I'm pretty sure. Rotate the game. There we go. Pausing and resuming the game. Easy enough. Spacebar to pause. I'm also going to teach you about a cheeky little code. There we go. And then undo it. We know, I like this, we know this sounds like a bad idea, but trust us. After all, we're the experts. Delete button or click. Good grief! Never trust the people who write these tutorials and never clear sections of fence on the line exhibit. Unless you like this. Okay. Yes. On to the next tutorial, which is just teaching you how to build stuff. Which is pretty easy. Just call this one Tiger Test. That's basically what it is. We gotta place a Bengal tiger. Place a zookeeper in there. And then there's 8 concrete paths. Okay. There we are. Nice. No. Well, let's place 4 picnic tables. There we go. And it's all easy stuff. Again, we're just knocking out these tutorials so that we can get to the real main part of it, but it's important that we knock these out because once we do, everything becomes natural, and also it's a really good excuse for me to just kind of iron things out. Structures, zoo scenery. Oh, there we go. Yes. Finally, we need to make our animals happy. Which this is going to kind of bleed into that website I'm talking about later. There we go. Now we have to place the correct one, but we're also going to 68. Not great. I'd be happy with their exhibits. Grass trees. Not going to work. By the way, Control G will pop up this super handy grid. Very important. That's going to be very important later on. There we go. And for the correct trees in the Jaguar exhibit. Let's see. South America. Now, let's see. More animals of the same type, too much savanna, not enough sand, not enough dirt. Alright. Those are general guidelines that you can use to kind of improve an exhibit. But if you want, if you're all about those big numbers, too much sand. There we go. Not enough shelters. There we go. Shelters. Just follow the requirements, generally speaking, and you should be okay. There, now our suitability is at 87, but let's focus on just finishing the job while we're still at it. Because generally speaking, if you're not getting the exhibit suitability to around 90, there's a problem. And then we're going to need one more toy, which makes sense. And let's throw in some more of these. And there we go. Exhibit suitability 95. That's good enough for now. And let's create a duplicate of this clouded leopard exhibit. So we're going to go... So the shift key is not, it doesn't work like I thought it did. Oops. Oh, I see. The SAD keys aren't actually used for movement. It's mouse keys or arrow keys. Forgot about that. Okay, good place to start. Let's keep going. So there we are. Drag rope 1 is not happy. And it doesn't need to be exact. It's as long as it's close enough, right? Because you need different screws and such. It's getting there. More foliage, too much grass. Mangrove trees. I can do that. There we go! Now for the next challenge. Dinosaur digs stuff. Welcome to Dinosaur Digs. We can now filter between different content. Let's construct a dinosaur exhibit next. There's more than one way to create a dinosaur exhibit. Tutorial. Now, Allosaurus. Big bruiser of a male. While we wait, you can now take a look at... Can you believe that they used to not have the option to sort by average? And hide your guests and your foliage and whatnot. This used to not be a thing in the baseline Zoo Tycoon. Okay. G. don't remember exactly what it is, and for the tutorial, I'm not generally going to bother. How about no? He needs to finish this first. Use another old technique of mine. That should be the trick. Get a little more. Problem with blitzing through all of this. Kinda, sorta, just a touch jump to the gun. Good memory. Good memory. So we can always do it. Oh, that's right. We need to wait for the Allosaurus to hatch first. Because the hub will go down after some kind of time. There'll be egg hatches. How'd we do? Not bad. 2 much rainforest needs shelter. And need a little more. Which makes sense. Go, and more rocks. What do I mean? We're gonna... let's see what happens. How did I do? 97! Not bad. Now... okay, fine. Now he's gonna go for it. Okay, so unlike in the last tutorial that had me do this, maybe Aloe over here does have to step outside of the bounds of the enclosure. Run. Everybody run! There you go, listening to us again. Okay, come get us through. Dinos have to be tranquilized first. Yes. Next tutorial. I'm knocking these out real quick. Marine Mania! Done. I'm just gonna speed things up. Tank. Squeaky boy. Just a tank filter. Necessary. New buildings. Gets one with dolphins. Need to place it specifically on water now. Final tutorial? I think it is. Green Park show. See, all the Star Boys have shows. For some reason, Great Whites can also perform in shows. Sorry, Shamu. Alright. Oh god, this is gonna be some kind of rights violation, I'm sure of it. But we just have to blitz through these tutorials. It's fairly easy to pick up once you kind of get through these tutorials, and then you're good to go. Infrequent. Nice and walkable. Now, yeah, why don't we do that? Then, plunge, research and toilet trip program. There we go. Marine show done. Oh, wait. Then there's the hybrid exhibits. That's right. I forgot about this. So, hybrid exhibits are... Well, hopefully the game didn't just crash. Right, so, hybrid exhibits. The concept in this game is very, very simple. What you have to do is that some creatures that can swim can also have tanks full of water instead of just... Okay, here we go. It's combining land exhibits with tank exhibits to create multiple environment exhibits for marine and possibly other species. So it's pretty easy to do. I don't know why that took so long to load, but anyhow. There we go. Now you have to match this. And there we go. Land or combined exhibits. You do this with plesiosaurs, and you're generally well set. Should be attached to a normal tank. So, there should be an example. There we go. Bada bing. To continue playing this game. Yeah. We completed all the tutorials in one fell swoop. Redhead seems pretty happy about that. So now we're going to go on to our first campaign. And this is where we're really going to kind of show things off. And we are going to go in order. So we're going to go through all of the beginner things, and then we're going to go through these next scenarios. So let's get started with this. We have 6 in-game months to complete. We need to earn 60 exhibit suitability for 6 separate exhibits, and an average animal happiness of 80 in that. So let's get started. Alright, so now we have what we need for our first creatures. Let's take a look. More rocks. Alright. We could probably even make improvements. No? I think. Okay. So that's 91. Next is Lemus. Let's see. More rocks, as per usual. Did I put that in the right square? It's hard to tell. Hold on. Interesting. Weird. In any case, we're at 89, which means I think we can probably do better. I want to try and aim for 90 across the board. And Zigamel. Now Now that the giraffes, moose, and camels are in proper exhibits, you can purchase 6 more animals. Choose 3 of these to make your suitable exhibits. More rocks. That's 81. So why don't we see what we can maybe do about that while we take a look at our creature features. Now at Wisco Zoo Tycoon, you can go to any section, although we want to go to Animal Center. All animals alphabetically, all 123 official creatures. Find our giraffe, and it'll give you a sample exhibit of a certain size based off of squares, how many fence sections there are and such. And a pretty easy way to find that out is you can actually replace fences in the game. So let's see, that's 10 by 11, so it's 110 squares. And certain fences can actually give you a certain amount of benefits for the guest just by looking at it. So we're actually going to change this. And post rail fence. There we go. And 83% savanna, 10% dirt, 2% water, and 5% sand. So it's hard to know exactly how many there are, but safe bet if we do that. Our exhibit is still 91. Let's see. Probably good. Although you know what would be an easy way to do this is? Just start with a fresh slate. Right? So we have 110 grass. So we need 2 water, 11 dirt, so 6, 8, 10, 11. And 5 squares of sand, which probably translates to 6, so 4, 5, 6. So that should be pretty approximate. And then they want 13 squares completely filled with umbrella acacias, which is good because we have all of these guys just occupying 1 square. And this should get us to a coveted 101% satisfaction. At least that's the theory. But as you can see, we have crossed over to 100 already. And there you go. There, we're at 100 suitability. Perfect! We don't need to touch this exhibit anymore. So, I want to fix the moose exhibit as well, but honestly it might not be worth it at this point, because I'm almost jumping the gun. But we can probably fix the dromedary camel with, let's see, 88% sand, 10% dirt, just a little bit of water. Doesn't help. And then go down to deserts, find palm tree. That brings it up to 85. And this exhibit suitability is about 95. They don't actually like the quiver tree, which is I'm gonna do this one. A little bit dicey. What do they prefer? Wait, it says they prefer cover trees. Oh, wait, I know why. I know why. There we go. And I wouldn't build it like this, but it will do the trick. Now let's take a look at our next creature, which we have North America and 2 Africa represented. Let's do Australia. So let's take a look at what I have for the red kangaroo, as that will be what is next. Also, I'm not using any cheat creatures. There are 3 cheat creatures in the game. Although one of them isn't technically a cheat so much as an Easter egg, but still. Let's do... Do we have wood slot in there? We do. Okay, so what is that? That is 9 by 8. 9 by 8 is 72. Is 72 squares. Let's see, 60% savanna, 30% dirt, 2% water, and 8% sand. So, let me think about that for a second. This is where the math really begins to come in. This is where where Basic Edition really comes in handy. So, I mean, it's only approximates, but I want to get this down to a science so I can show you what I mean. So, let's think about that for a second. Let's see. 70... 9 times 8 is 72. Divided by... about 60 by 72. No? 72 divided by 60. No, that's 1.2. What is 60% of 72? I think that's... Okay, 40 is 55. 45 is 62. So we need 45 squares of savanna grass. This is 5 by 5, so that's 25. 25, 45. That's 45 right there. Keep the water the same. And 11%. I need 8% of that, so let's say 7 squares of sand. 5, 6, 7. And then the rest needs to be dirt. So if I did my math right, and then throw in 6 squares full with eucalyptus trees, I believe they're savanna bananas, they are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But it's a little bit less, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, that should do the trick. And then 4 small rocks and 4 mediums, so 4, and then we'll just do a large. And we need a shelter in the form of a... And then we should be able to... That's 97. Not enough dirt. Okay. That's what they say. But let's see if enough dirt will actually get us up to that 99. Not really, but close enough. Alright. Our next exhibit is oblong, which is a bit of a pain in my tuchus, but a small pain in my tuchus is nothing to write home about. So, let's see, that's Australia represented, Australia, Africa, and North America. So that leaves Asia and South America, and we really only have one Asian creature. Technically two, but no way in fucking hell am I gonna bust out the Yeti for a tutorial. So let's just do a Bengal tiger then. We'll do it in this style, which is 10 by 11. So it's gonna be just like the camel one. We're just going super basic for now, just because it's a super basic thing. It doesn't really deserve something uber elaborate. And go up to Bengal Tiger. Yes, I am technically using a walkthrough, but I've played this game on and off since I was 5 years old, so leave me be. Trust me. This makes things a whole lot easier. And if you want to, knock yourself out. There's also, by the way, you actually get different satisfaction levels based off of different paths, by the way. But for this, we're not going to worry too much about that. Let's see, 70%, 15%, 10%, and 5%. Okay, so 70%, 110, 77, so 25, 50, 75, 77, 15, should go at about 16 to 17, 10 becomes 11, so 9, 11, and 5 squares full of beard. There we go. And for rocks, they need quite a bit. But we're going to alter the formula a little bit, so we're not going to get that 101, but it'll work well enough for me. And then I want 20 squares full of mango trees, so a lot. Really 20 squares more. So that was 6, 11. We'll stop there. Then let's add some more. 13. 14. 16. 20. Okay. That's all that taken care of. Now, Tinkity, which can swim. Here we go. 100. Oh, almost. I almost forgot its shelter, which I'm researching. And we might as well get the research done, right? Because that's something. And then, what day are we on? The 21st. Okay, so I think we've got enough time where I'm not going to spend any money at all during the month of April, so that I can see if we can maybe turn a profit from cutting construction costs and animal purchase costs out of it. You know what I mean? Because that is going to be what is most critical. So profitable, loss leader, like we call them, and that's about it. Of course, exhibits also get donations. Giraffe or moose land? I think we like moose apparently. It's really good then. You are actually going to cover these guys. I'm actually going to hire one more. Cover these two. And giraffes, tigers, moose, pangas, and camels. And then one more maintenance worker. Ordinarily I would name the staff, but I'm not going to for this one. There we go, Rock Cave, now available. And not good, but use 3 as well. Spot. Spot. Okay, now we are not spending any more money. Zilt 0 out. So it's all, we're all gonna try and make some money. Why don't we focus on staff education? With their training. Because that's kind of important at the minute. Little medicine work, and there you go. I love this game. This was the game that made me fall in love with this whole sort of park zoo building genre. But the thing is that while it was arguably the best of its genre, there hasn't been a sequel in almost 7 years, or in over 7 years, almost 8. And the issue with that is that I think it's owned by Microsoft because Boomfang is down and it was licensed by Microsoft. But Microsoft has had less than no interest in Zoo Tycoon in 7 years, and I don't understand why. I mean, outside of Jurassic World Evolution, can you name a major park building video game series that has had any level of resurgence? I mean, you could say Planet Zoo, but that is not part of the Zoo Tycoon series. But more importantly, it was started up almost specifically because there wasn't anything like this. This is the beginning of the month, right? Oh, we're midway through. That's that. So what's we really need to do research in this. It's a good habit for me to get into, but honestly, we don't really need to. Hello, cat. Save some money on research. Why do I have that stuff in my head? I down football. There, animals are now happier when the zookeeper shows up. At least 60 or 6 species. Clean trash more efficiently. Speeds that animation up. Okay, so to round it out, I'm gonna find the cheapest animal. Thompson's gazelle. That sounds about right. Hello, cat. And let's do a change. There's gazelle. I'm not exactly worried about it. And this time, I'm actually gonna not follow the lead. And just kind of ballpark it for this one. So if we're looking at it like that, probably a little bit of sand, a little bit of water, a little bit of dirt. And general rule of thumb, if it's black and yet there isn't, if there's black even though there's quite a bit of something in an exhibit, that's because essentially because tell you what. Here's my the exhibits. There we go. Then I'm going to send all the way over to the gazelles as well. And I'm actually going to do it also. Why the hell? I know I said we weren't going to, but I think we were basically done. We got 81. Not enough savanna grass, too much dirt, more animals, more rock, too much sand. So, okay. How's that? Okay. 87. More rocks, not enough shelters. Okay, what likes the termite mouse? More shelters. Okay. That should be stated, right? Ain't you? There we go. And then, yeah, let's go. There. That gets us to 91, which is our target. And now we can basically just wait it out. We can now wait it out, and unfortunately, unlike many other games, this one does not actually have a... This one does not actually have anything in the way of a recommend of a speed up system. So you're kind of in this scenario. But other than that, we can just have a quick tour around what's going on. So, Littleburg Zoo is a very small zoo, presumably somewhere in West America, with Thompson's gazelles. I wonder if they're shared an exhibit with giraffes. For the sake of this, we're not going to. They have tigers. Moose. Kangaroo. And camels. I really wonder how the hell I'm going to get this up. And you can get basic understanding about how these animals if you want to learn a little bit about them. However, it is worth noting that some of the information here is not exactly fully accurate, both because of the age of this. This is going to be 20 years old this year, Holy fuck. And, well, camels are no longer found in the wild, being completely domesticated. Only for dromedaries. Bactrian camels run around the wild just fine. Now it's time to see if the zoo can turn a profit. What did I spend? Construction and so June is going to be our test. Although if we can turn a profit in May, should we be capable of turning a profit in May, I think we'll be set. Although I'm also pretty sure that Baba. Baba camel. On the way down, at the very least. That doesn't seem particularly friendly. And boy, get. I think the zoo can become profitable. It's just a matter of seeing how this turns out. Although I don't think. But we'll see. Snap, crackle, pop. This is the waiting game. This is what a lot of people don't like about these kind of things, is that if you're completing a scenario, you're kind of stuck, and over time, these graphics aren't exactly great. But if you're at this general size, oh, that's sea grease! You know what, while we're at it, why don't we name the staff? Seek? Yep. Terry. Max. Fair. Totally didn't name them. I totally didn't name them based off of the fact, based off of their occupations. Nope, didn't do it. Can't prove it to me. Guess we're happier. This is the whole point. Training programs. Where do you go, guys? Go up on one. Double. I always like how Thompson's did that. Okay, we're about to find out that this place can turn a profit. And if research cost is the main thing holding us back, then I can just stop research entirely, and then the zoo will be able to turn something of a profit. And of course, there is one cheat that you can always pull, but it comes at a cost. First is cheating, and also, you know, the rest of it. Damn it! Wait. Wait a second. It almost became profitable. Almost. See, 1450 would have left us with about 150, just under $200, which is basically the marketing decision for our benefit. Research cost. Once I think the tour guide training is done, I think I'll cut it down to cut down to $13, which is the minimum. I don't know what, like, what's $56 a day? Let's see. Let's do some quick math. I was never able to figure this out. 2070 divided by 1 is 66.77. So, yeah, it is how many dollars per day you funnel into research. I want this tour guide thing done. So I doubled it, but it'll eventually be done. And with research time cut back, we should get much higher, because it's, let's see, 67 divided by 13, it's 5 times cheaper. So, we'll probably be looking at maybe double that at most. So the zoo will be able to turn a profit at the end of the day. See, if we look at profitability, right here, there we go, profit, there you go. See, all the buildings are turning a profit. Nah, we're not going to spend any more. We're just going to let this rock. Should eventually finish. Every animal except the giraffes have bred. Right? Yep. Only the giraffes and the kangaroos have not bred yet. Keyword is yet. Animal happiness, 99. Guest happiness, 92. Zoo rating, 85. 85 out of 100, 8.5 out of 10. That's not bad. Zoo benefactors. What is this? Let me take a look at that, because I don't remember what those are. Benefactors are guests that donate money to the zoo every month. Neat. Handy dandy bindy bandy. The subscription service to the zoo. And we're almost done. We're almost done. And furthermore, everything is lining up pretty nicely. This might be the last month where it doesn't turn a profit. Shall go fine. We didn't spend any money in this at all, and we're almost perfect. And this won't profitable when we did. So I'm thinking we're gonna turn a profit. I'm thinking. It's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. Overjoyed. And then if Teddy jumps nicely. Well, it's not. Very soon. A few days until the research is done. Well, it is Littleburg. It's not exactly a Jurassic World, but there is still plenty of space to build at least 1 or 2 more exhibits if you really want to push it. But that's going to have to wait until we get some cash flow. At this rate, it won't take all that long. Ow. Now to turn off funding for research. Leaving at $700, which means this zoo will turn a profit by the end of the month. Mark my friggin' words. And if it turns even the smallest of profits, that's all that matters. Especially if I can funnel it into marketing to create a positive feedback loop. Stream does end on the 30th. Nice! And there we go. See? Became profitable. So now, it actually became profitable by a large enough. I could maximize the funding, and even if we got nobody new, we'd still technically be able to be afloat. But the thing is that the marketing gets more people into the zoo, which means more benefactors, which also means more people having concessions and all that, which means eventually we'll turn a profit. Lovely. But that is going to do it for this episode. Don't forget to be awesome, my friends, and I'll see you guys on the other side. First, do that.